Greetings, Pokemon fans, and welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. Today we're doing a playthrough of Pokemon Crystal with Espeon. Espeon's known as the Sun Pokemon. We did a prediction video on Monday. I recommend you go check it out. It goes over a lot more of the ins and outs of this Pokemon. Let's go ahead and watch our first battle with a Hoppip. Hoppip will be a pretty easy knockout. It doesn't actually attack back, just a splash. We get the knockout, and we're going to move right on to our rival. Our rival battle, his name was Triple Question Mark, as per tradition. And there really isn't a great option for our rival. All the Pokemon he has, none of them have a weakness to me, or I'm not weak to them. So I just chose Totodile because I haven't done it in a while. Honestly, the best one might have been Meganium just because it's more bulky. But we get to knock out over our rival. Pretty easy win, honestly, and move right on to this route here. We're going to do some leveling up, and I'll talk about the Pokemon. So first off, our Pokemon's name is Sakura. And Sakura, unless I'm wrong on this, but I'm pretty confident I'm right. If you play Pokemon Go and you have an Eevee and you name it Sakura, when it evolves, it evolves into Espeon. So that's why I named it Sakura. So yeah, that's why I named it. And the stats of this Pokemon are pretty decent with this Pokemon, honestly. So HP is 65, that's decent. Attack is 65, that's okay, it's manageable. Defense is 60, that is our worst stat. Special attack is 130. That's our best stat, that's amazing attack stat. Special defense is 95, that's pretty respectable. And then our speed is 110. So that's the stats of this Pokemon. So as right now, obviously we're level 8, so we're not at that point. These are stats around like level 50 is what it's supposed to be at. But for the most part, stats of this Pokemon are pretty solid. Start the game, we only have a normal move. So it's normal moves aren't special, at least not in this generation. They might have like a special split where some moves are special and some moves are normal. So we don't really have a high attacking move right now, but it's enough to get through the game. We will outspeed pretty much everything in this game. I don't think we're going to outspeed one time in this game unless we're like paralyzed or something like that. We don't get a good special move until level 16. So right now we just got to get through the game and get to level 16, and we'll get a upgrade when it comes to our moveset. So we're fighting this bug trainer right now, and then the last thing I want to go over with this is this Pokemon, like I said, has some really good things going for it. The speed, the special attack, but it does have some downsides. We do not have a lot of diversity when it comes to moves, when it comes to level ups, but that's why we have TMs. So if you look at the right side, there's our level up moveset. Now we fight these trainers in here. We super sim it. I don't show these battles, but I will show the Faulkner battle. Faulkner is going to come out with a Pidgey and a Pidgeotto. We are really high level compared to this battle. We went through Bellsprout Tower. It is our first playthrough, so it's required. So after one Tail Whip, Pidgey will go down to 2 tackles. And then after, was it 1 or 2 tail whips? 2 tail whips, Pidgeotto will go down to 2 tackles as well. Very easy win, and we're also going to get the TM from Mud Slap. It's not going to be super effective or super useful, and actually, I think while I'm watching this, I've kind of, as I've like gone through like the things I want to say in this playthrough, I think I might have found a strategy for one of my problems. However, Pidgey comes out, and Pidgey, this trainer, let me rephrase this, is very inconsequential. However, because we win this battle, we knock out this Spearow right here, we will level up to level 16 and learn Confusion. So now we have a really good move that we can use going forward. It's a special move. It goes off our Psychic attack type. It's 50 base power, but with stab it's 75, and like I said, goes off our special, so it's going to be a very powerful move. Now Bugsy technically has a type advantage, but he only has one bug move. So Metapod won't even get a chance to attack. It's a one-shot. Scyther has Fury Cutter. Fury Cutter will build over time, so it could get very powerful and knock us out, but it doesn't. So we knock it out. We knock out Kakuna. Bugsy is a very easy win, and we're going to move right on to our next rival battle. Now, this rival battle is usually the hardest, but we're not going to have too many issues. So come out with the Ghastly. We have actually 2 different options to one-shot it, but we're going to go ahead and go with Confusion. Confusion will one-shot the Ghastly. Very good. Zubat is Poison type, so Confusion will one-shot the Zubat. And Croconaw is a water type. It's a 2-shot regardless. And we knock out and beat our rival. That's usually the most complicated one, but in this game, this playthrough, it kind of inverts itself a little bit, and other battles are worse, and you'll see why here in a little bit. So we just got Headbutt from that guy, and now we're going to go ahead and face Whitney. So we're going to Super Sim Whitney's gym. There's nothing in here that we're really scared of. You just got to be careful with the Miltank. If you mess around with the Miltank and gets that rollout going, so you can lock us out pretty quick. But with Whitney coming out, Clefairy's the first Pokemon, and we're going to knock out Clefairy in one go. We should have just gone for Confusion. I thought maybe it might be strategic to have a Headbutt to get it like a flinch, but it doesn't happen, and a rollout starts building. Luckily, Confusion, she gets confused, and now we're able to knock it out. Whitney's very easy in this playthrough. So we beat Whitney, and now we're going to go ahead and progress and face Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo is the rock tree thing that's blocking our path. We'll get him knocked out. I think we knock him out in one go with Confusion, if memory serves me correct. You have to get the knockout. I'm going to move right on to the Komodo Girls. And the Komodo Girls really aren't that important, but they do require us to beat the Komodo Girls to get Surf, so we got to do it. While I'm here, I like to talk about the channel. The channel's at 459 subscribers, and I'm trying to progress to 500 to hit the next milestone on this channel's growth, and you could be a big part of that. Subscribing helps, liking helps, commenting. All those things are helpful to the YouTube algorithm to get this video out to more people. And if you comment, I comment back to every comment. If you like, that's amazing. If you subscribe, it's amazing as well. And if you share this with your friends, that's even more amazing. So I appreciate that very much. The channel is progressing, and we've upgraded the overlay so it looks nice with a little bit of help from Scott's Thoughts. So I really do appreciate that. And if you guys like it, like I said, comment down below. I have a lot of ideas for new videos, but I gotta get more subscribers before I commit more time to this. I literally do this between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. before I go to work every day. So it's just, your engagement is really helpful and really appreciated. Now we're gonna move on to our rival. Our rival is gonna come out with, I think it's like, what, 3 or 4 Pokemon? He's got 4 Pokemon now. This is where we start having issues with our rival. Haunter will do nothing. Crocodile really doesn't do anything unless I misclick and pick the wrong moves. I'm trying to see if physical moves will do well, but Crocodile's good defense. Should have just gone for Confusion. Now, Magnemite's a problem because we're not one-shotting, and we don't have a great move. However, we have Mud Slap, and I didn't realize this till now, but I forgot that Magnemite... I usually don't consider Mud Slap like a viable move. It's only 20 base power, but that's 4 times effective against him, so it's the most powerful move I could have used. So I need to start thinking about that for my optimized playthrough. Now we're moving on to Morty. Morty's all Ghost and Poison type, and so we're just going to one-shot everything. We outspeed, which is good. And being the fact that we're outspeeding, it's going to one-shot every Pokemon we come across. No problem at all. And the last Haunter is a one-shot, very good. We beat Morty, a very decisive, very convincing win over Morty. And that moves us right on to Chucky Boy. So back-to-back gyms where we can use our Psychic to our advantage. Our Psychic typing, I should say. And so now we're going to one-shot the Primeape. And then Chucky Boy is going to send out Poliwrath. And Poliwrath will go down to 2 shots. We do get hit by a Surf. We tank it like a boss. And now we're going to move right on to the next part of the game, which is we're going to try take a shot at... Oh, actually, never mind. We're actually going to go get a move. So this is where you get Hidden Power. We went with Hidden Power Ice in this playthrough. So now that I'm thinking about Mud Shot, it's getting some ideas in my head for the optimized playthrough. We might be able to keep Hidden Power Ice and just use Mud Slap. Mud Slap to take care of her Magnemites and our rival's Magnemites. But we got flashed by Ampharos, and now we're talking to Jasmine, and now we're facing her in her gym. Confusion will 2-shot. Usually her Magnemites like to go for Thunder Wave, so it paralyzes us. So it's a very weird encounter that we're witnessing here. Usually this is just not the case. Usually she likes to go for Thunder Wave to paralyze us. But we have a decent move. Like Hidden Power Ice is almost a 3-shot. But I'm like, I'm not going to keep fighting this battle. I think I actually fought, only 1 reset, so I only fought it once. Like, you know what? I have errands to run anyway. Gotta go face this hulked out Gyarados. Gotta go face the Rocket Plotline. I gotta go talk to Lance the Liar with the Flyers. So I got things to do. So we beat the red Gyarados. He's not a big deal. And we move right on to Price's gym. We'll get this knocked out before we go face Jasmine again. Price is going to come out. He's got Ice type. Actually, well, Dugong or Seal is a Water type. But Dugong is Ice Water. And we're going to knock it out with 2 returns. Very good. And then the final Pokemon is a Piloswine. Piloswine will come out. I thought Psybeam would get the 1-shot. It doesn't. It hits a Blizzard. It could have been bad because it could have froze us. But it heals and we outspeed, so we're going to get the knockout in. We get caught in a healing loop. Get a nice win over Price. Well, we're going to take another shot at facing Jasmine. Jasmine, like I said, Steel type, and we're going to face her one more time. And she's going to come out with a Magnemite. Now, we're higher level, so we should have an easier time. Psybeam does get the 1-shot, but it was a critical hit. So does it knock out the second one? It does not. We get paralyzed. We get the knockout, very good. And now we're at level 39 facing the Steelix. We're still going to try for Psybeam. It's not the best move to use against the Steelix because Steelix is pretty bulky. However, she heals. We are paralyzed, but we're going to get enough just to knock it out. Nope. He's confused, thank goodness. An Iron Tail could crit and knock us out very easy. But we beat Jasmine, and we're going to move right on to our 4th rival battle. This is our rival Clair rival sandwich that we're about to have right now. So the Rival's going to come out with a Golbat. We're going to go and use Psybeam on the Golbat. It's poison type. It's a one-shot. No big deal there. Sneasel. I went for Return. Return's a one-shot. Very good. Beat the Sneasel. Now we're going to move on to Feraligatr. Feraligatr really has nothing. Its actual moveset can get pretty decent if you just know what you're doing, but our Rival's an idiot, so he doesn't do anything great. So now we're at the Magnemite, where the Magnemite gets one shot by Psybeam, but the Magnemite still isn't an easy battle because we have nothing really effective other than a critical hit with Psybeam. So we beat that, we beat the Rocket plotline, and now we're moving on to face Clair. Clair will come out with 3 Dragonair. We have Hidden Power Ice to take care of her Dragonair, so all of them will be an easy one-shot. 1, 2, and number 3 will come out. Bada bing, bada boom, knock it out. And now Kingdra's coming out. Kingdra, we're not anything great against Kingdra, but we're going to go for Psychic. Psychic will 2-shot. And honestly, I probably don't need Hidden Power Ice. I think Psychic could probably run this gym without having to have Hidden Power Ice. So maybe a different Hidden Power wouldn't be a bad idea, like maybe Hidden Power Fire in my next playthrough. So I got some ideas, and I got to bounce them around before the optimized playthrough. But until then, we're going to finish off this Rival Clair Rival sandwich by taking on our 5th and final Rival battle. One shot on the Sneasel, one shot on the Golbat, very good. Magneton comes out. It's resisted, so there's nothing great, but we do get the one shot because our special is so powerful. One shot on the Haunter, and we have 2 Pokemon left. Kadabra will be a one shot with Return. And the last Pokemon is Feraligatr. And we're going to go ahead and one shot the Feraligatr. Very good. We're at level 51, and we're heading right into the Elite Four. So we're at the Indigo Plateau with the Pokemon League, about to go face the Elite Four, but first we're going to go and look at our stats. The first thing we're going to look at, actually not stats, we're going to look at our moveset. We are equipped with a Pink Bow. We have other items we can equip as well. We can do held items. We can do Never Melt Ice is a good one. We don't really have many other moves for a lot of other things, but for right now, we just have the Pink Bow. There actually is an item you can get. You can't get it unless you're trading in, I think it's a Kadabra. But its Twisted Spoon gives a 10% boost to Psychic moves, but we have no way of getting that without just coding it in. Kind of want to do that to see how much better it would do in the future. Maybe that'll be a what-if scenario. What if you had Twisted Spoon on Espeon? Maybe that'd be it. However, we're not going to do that today. Let's go over our moves. Psychic is a most powerful move. 135 base power, 100% accurate. With Stab, it's 135 is with Stab. Return is our best physical move, 126. Shadow Ball is it's a ghost move, so that will be very helpful, especially against our first member of the Elite Four. And then Hidden Power is Ice, 78 base power, 100% accurate. So very good moves across the board. I don't really think there's much else I would do move-wise to improve on this. Just maybe change Hidden Power's typing. And then these are our stats before they're modified by the badges. So attack is 111, defense is 103, special attack is 178, special defense is 142, and speed is 157. And that's our stats. And if you look over at the left side, all the buffs that we got from beating some gyms have already been applied. That's why there's like a little shape in there, like attack, defense, special attack, and speed have all been modified already. So let's go ahead and dive right into the Elite Four. So the first member of the Elite Four is Will. He's going to come out with a team full of Psychic Pokemon, and we're just going to obliterate him. We have Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is 180 effective power against them, and 100% accurate. And I'm pretty sure Shadow Ball also goes off for a special. So this move is just very OP, especially against Will. So Will is going down one shot with everyone so far. Is Executor one shot? It's not. Egg Bomb just tickles us. We're not even going to worry about it. Then we're going to move right on to the Slowbro. Slowbro will probably tank it as well. Very good. It's okay. He goes for Amnesia. We knock it out. We get a very easy win over, and we're not going to learn Morning Sun. We get a very easy win over Will, and we'll move right on to Koga. Koga, another member of the Elite Four that is weak to us. So the first one was a Psychic type. We had Shadow Ball, a Ghost move. Now we have all Poison types, which are going to be weak to Psychic as well, except for like one. So go ahead, and Fortress is the one that's not weak. Psychic shouldn't do too much damage, but it's going to be a 2-shot. Regardless, it's not too bad. Then we're going to get the knockout. Venomoth comes out. Psychic should one-shot the Venomoth. Very good. That leaves Muck and Crobat. Crobat will go down to 1 Psychic as well. He's usually problematic because he likes to use Double Team. And then Muck will go down to 1 Psychic as well. He's knocked out. Koga's beaten. And now we're going to move right on to Bruno. Bruno, kind of the same scenario. We have a really good move against him across the board. Really, I'd be surprised if anyone survives a Psychic and we don't one-shot his entire team. One shot on the Onix, one shot on the Hitmon top. Hitmon Chan comes out. He gets a priority move with Mach Punch. It goes first no matter what, so we get a little bit of damage there. Psychic on the Machamp, very good. And Hitmonlee is the last Pokemon. It's a one-shot. So very good, very convincing win over Bruno. Now we got to move on to the problem with every playthrough, which is Clair. Clair's going to come out. She is Dark type, so she's basically negated using Psychic, and she's negated using Shadow Ball, or at least against the Umbreon. So return will be what looks like a 3-shot. And I had the Bitter Berry equipped, so I got rid of Confusion, which was good. And come on, there we go. We do have her actually lowered, so that's pretty scary right now, because if we don't hit everything, we're gonna be in some trouble. We hit herself. Feint Attack does a decent amount of damage because we're weak to Dark type. And come on, hit. There we go. It's a knockout. Very good. So we're still gonna go first. We just gotta hit. That's the biggest thing right now. Return doesn't do anything. We get the knockout. We get knocked out, I should say. We move right on and face Umbreon again. Return looks like it's gonna be a 3-shot. And Feint Attack doesn't confuse us or anything, so we got one actually lowered. That's better than before. So let's see if we can get this move off. If we can just get our attacks off, we got this fight in the bag. All right, very good. Crunch knocks out again. So let's try this another time. Every time Umbreon gets a little bit different, it's never consistent. We got a critical hit there, so we just have to hit it now. We just have to hit. Now it's 2. I think a reset here might just be a good idea. So I'm moving on to Murkrow. Hidden Power misses. It does a lot of damage to us. And yep, we're just going to do a reset right here. And so now this is attempt number, I think it's number 4 with Karen. And Karen's going to come out with Umbreon again. Return. We get Sand Attack as usual. Now we're confused. This is awesome. And it's going to be a 3-shot with Return. We get the knockout once we hit. And now we might actually have to do another reset. So we get the knockout. Murkrow comes out. Hidden Power Ice one-shots the Murkrow. That was never like an issue. That was always going to happen. Return, misses. Crunch knocks us out. So now we're on to our, 5th attempt with Karen. Umbreon comes out. We're going to go for Return again. We have the Bitter Berry equipped just so we don't get confused. And Feint Attack is actually best case scenario. We have no confusion and no actually lower. So the dumbest thing ever is that we get hit by a super effective move that against us to get through a battle rather than taking any kind of status condition. There we go. Return will 2-shot the Houndoom. As long as we survive, we're going to go first. We're going to knock out the Houndoom on next turn. Very good. So everyone else should be a one-shot. Everyone else should be easily a one-shot. Psychic on the Gengar, and Vileplume should also be a Psychic Psychic one-shot because it's Poison type. So a couple resets there, but it didn't cause too much of a headache. And now we're going to move right on to Lance the Liar with the Flyers, and we have Hidden Power Ice, so we really aren't going to have a hard time with this one. So we're going to go ahead and go for Psychic on the Gyarados. It's going to be a 2-shot regardless. Started the Rain, which is good because if Charizard comes out, tries to hit a Flamethrower, it's going to be diminished. Hidden Power Ice is a 1-shot on the Dragonite. Hidden Power Ice is a 1-shot on the second Dragonite. And honestly, in an optimized playthrough, I might forego Hidden Power Ice because maybe Psychic can do all this. I should have just tried it in this one to see how good Psychic does. But regardless of that, we get a 1-shot on the Aerodactyl. Psychic on the Charizard, it's a 1-shot. And then the final Pokemon, the level 50 Dragonite, is Hidden Power Ice and Knockout. It is. And we get the win over Lance. And we're just tapping, trying to get to the Hall of Fame as fast as possible. And we're trying to get there. Just tap. And there's Espeon, and now we'll get our time locked in. 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 9 seconds. With a, not bad, we're level 55. I think this playthrough went pretty well considering the hiccups we had near the end. But we're not finished. We still have to go face Kanto, and we have to go face Red. So don't go anywhere because Kanto is next. So to get to Kanto, we have to take a little trip on the SSS Aqua. We're going to get right on the boat and get right off the boat. Turn around, get off, and now we're going to go right onto our first gym, which is Lieutenant Surge. I'm not going to comment too much on the gym leaders in Kanto. They're all pretty obsolete. So the whole goal here is to get through this as fast as possible. So I'm actually working on a rerouting, whatever you want to call it, getting through Kanto, because I feel like trying to get through as fast as possible is the best way to improve times now. As you play Pokemon and as you do Pokemon videos, you'll learn that you actually, because you know the game, because you know the mechanics, because you understand the moves, you understand how stats work and how type advantages work, you actually move through the game pretty fast. That's why when we do an optimized playthrough, it's not a There's not as big a variance as I would like. On some of them there is, because there is massive improvements we can make. But on most of them there's not like massive improvements. There's like maybe 20 to 25 minutes at the most. And at the worst there's like maybe a 10 to 15 minute increase. But the whole point of it is to showcase the Pokemon as if you got it like your first starter base form. And the other one's showing like, hey, this is what the best case scenario could be with this Pokemon. So that's what the goal is. That's why I use egg moves, things like that. So if you have any ideas about this playthrough, make sure you comment down below. One thing I want to talk about with this channel is a couple ideas I have coming up. So I did some videos in my playthrough back in about a year ago at this point, where there's some versus series and things like that. So in Generation 1 I did a versus series for Gyarados and Poliwrath. Now Poliwrath is the evolved form of Poliwhirl and is supposed to quote-unquote be the better Pokemon. However, Poliwhirl gets access to some moves that Poliwrath does not, so it might actually be better. So I've been contemplating doing a playthrough of Pokemon Blue with Gyarados versus Poliwhirl, not Poliwrath. So Poliwrath doesn't learn Amnesia. Generation 1 Amnesia boosts your special by one stage, but it also badge boosts everything else. So that's why I've been contemplating, would Poliwhirl be better? Because if you do a playthrough of Poliwhirl versus Poliwrath, Poliwhirl does better there, but would it do better in a versus series against Gyarados? And I've also had some ideas for Gyarados. So in Gyarados Generation 1, he does not learn the move Earthquake. In Generation 3, he does. So I'm contemplating, like, well, what if you were able to give him Earthquake in a playthrough? Not from the get-go, not from the beginning. However, if you were to get it in Silphco, like you can get it with any other Pokemon, how good would it do? That's a what-if scenario I have an idea to do. There's a lot of things I want to do. I'm still going to continue doing the playthrough of Pokemon Crystal in order of the Pokédex. So if you ever want to know the next video, just look at this Pokemon, go to the Pokédex, Bulbapedia.bubblegarden.net, and you can look at the next Pokemon in succession, which is Umbreon. You can also go look anywhere else really, as long as you know the Pokédex. I do an optimized playthrough. I would do the optimized playthrough and the normal playthrough in the same video, but I don't have time to do 2 playthroughs a week and edit both playthroughs into one video. I've said it before on this channel, I'll say it again. I literally do this between like 4 a.m. and 7, and usually between like 4 and 5 I'm very disoriented because I'm just tired. But as I'm waking up, I'm getting things done. I don't have the time to play multiple playthroughs a week. Sometimes I'll squeeze in a playthrough to get ahead of myself on some. Sometimes I'll also squeeze in some prediction videos for videos that are way ahead, so that saves me some time later. But ultimately, minimum hours. This video is put together with minimum hours. This voiceover is done in pretty much a 1-2 hour setting to make sure I get it done as well as possible, because I don't have time to make it perfect. And I have ADD, so writing a script is hard, so I go off of the cuff a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and jump back into the playthroughs right now. And just let me know if you have any ideas for playthroughs, like what if scenarios versus series. Let me know. I do want to do other things other than just solo playthroughs, so let me know. So we're going to go ahead and face Blue. Blue will give us, Blue's not going to give us too much of an issue. We Hidden Power Ice the Pidgeotto. We one-shot the Alakazam. I think we'll one-shot the Rhydon as well. Yep, we'll one-shot the Rhydon. We don't have anything super great against Gyarados, but he also doesn't have anything good against us, other than maybe a good physical move. But we'll get a 2-shot knockout, very good. Executor will come out. It's probably the most complicated Pokemon we have to deal with. Shadow Ball is not a one-shot. It's very bulky, but it does seed us. Seeding us won't do anything, because Arcanine is going to come out. He won't use a fire move because the rain is out. It's raining, so it's going to stop him from doing that. We're going to get caught in a healing loop, so we're going to take a couple turns to knock this thing out. We get a critical, actually, and we get them to win over Blue. Very convincing win. No resets here. And now we're going to move right on to our final battle of the game, which is Red. Red is going to come out. He's going to come out with Pikachu. Pikachu should be a one-shot. He's not going to be too much of an issue. Psychic will one-shot Pikachu every time. Espeon will come out. Now we're level 76, so Shadow Ball is a range. There's some opportunities where it will knock out. If got a crit, it definitely would knock out. But it hit us with a move. It didn't do too much damage. So far, so good. And now we just got to figure out what move we want to do. So Psychic, because it does the most damage, gets critical hit. So now we're just trying to knock out the Snorlax, and I stupidly went for Zap Cannon rather than going for Return. He does hit an Amnesia, which ups his special defense, so Psychic will not be as effective. Return would have probably knocked it out when it was at lower health. So we do get the knockout, so that's not the problem. We move right on to Charizard. Charizard, we're going to go for Zap Cannon, which is stupid. If we just go for Psychic, if we just go for Psychic, Psychic will be a 2-shot. So now we're burned. We are healing a little bit, but we get knocked out. We just should have just gone for Psychic. Getting burned isn't the problem because we're pretty much using special moves anyway for the last 3 Pokemon. But the problem with that is getting burned does deplenish our health, and it does actually cut our physical attack stat in half if we wanted to use a physical attack stat. So we're going to go ahead and try this battle again. Snorlax comes out, return, and we get paralyzed right here, I believe. Yep, and so we're going to take one more reset, and I think this will be our last potential battle we have with Red. So we had 8 resets on this run. We're an hour and 41 minutes. We're not doing too bad. Psychic's still a 1-shot on the Pikachu. That has not changed. Shadow Ball, it's a range on the Espeon. Actually, nope, it's a critical hit knockout, so very good. Psychic will do about just around 40 damage. And with an Amnesia, now our special attack won't work as much, but we still get the knockout. Full health going in the Charizard. Let's not be stupid. Psychic will be a 2-shot. It doesn't matter if Flamethrower burns us. We're using pretty much special moves the rest of this battle. Blastoise comes out. We're going to go for Zap Cannon. And it doesn't 1-shot, but it does paralyze. Now, he won't heal any of his Pokemon other than the first one. So we're good there. Get the knockout on the Blastoise. And Psychic will 1-shot the Venusaur because it is Poison type. At least I think it will. Yep, 1-shot. Very good. And now we beat our rival, or I'm sorry, we beat Red in a time of 1 hour and 42 minutes and 38 seconds. This is not a bad time. Most playthroughs run around 2 hours. So without a lot of prep, just knowing a little bit of the moves, we were able to get this done in 1 hour and 42 minutes. Can we improve on this? I think we can. I think we can improve on this immensely. I think, one, if our hidden power is fire, I think that counters the Magnemite and the Steelix issue we had on the second on Jasmine's gym. So I think that's one way we can fix this. Also, having a good move early, not having to face Bellsprout Tower will help early. So there's a couple things we can do in this playthrough that can be better, and we'll figure those out in the optimized playthrough prediction on Monday, and then we'll play through with the playthrough of Espeon optimized on next Friday. So let me just think in the comment section down below. This is JD. This is JD's Nerdverse. I appreciate everyone watching. Everyone have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.